Okay, yeah, I would say it's sort of looking like slow motion when she jumps and kicks, and I would just try stay away from trying to do it in slow motion right now. We just try to do it in normal speed, and I think you really need to study the poses a lot more, and the movement because so she takes kind of a couple forward steps. Um, and then spins around. So there's nothing in there that, yeah, and the arms aren't moving, the hands, the fingers aren't posed, the head, the neck, the spine. You have to adjust every control for every pose, right? You can't just leave the arms stuck out to the side like that because the arms and the spine, she's going to have to anticipate the jump and the spin by anticipating rotating her body the other way and then throw that forward to rotate the opposite way. So you put very little time and care into these poses, and it's literally looks like you only did the feet and this waist control and the main control, and none of the other things are posed, and all of them should be adjusted for every pose. Okay, it looks like you have a little bit of neck on there, so that's something, but most of this stuff is just static. Like if I go look at this, um, most of these are static. I think all of this stuff is just those few controls we just talked about, but most of this stuff is, whoops, let me do that. All these are flat curves because they're not animated. So that's really the big thing is you really need to go back over this and really work on your poses. I would suggest that you're going to have more trouble with the. Is this the camera movement? I may have overwritten the camera movement. The camera jumps around a few too many times. I don't really think you need to. Honestly, just just try to get up to here. Don't try to do a few more steps at the end because those steps need a lot of work anyways. You've given yourself something very challenging with this kind of jumping thing. Um, just focus on that uh, and getting that right. And because these steps again, the arms, the shoulders, the neck, the spine. You have to. The ideal is that you go to the frame of the pose and then you adjust every control in the body, every finger joint, every knee, every elbow, neck, spine, every control, every pose. But you did almost none of the controls for any of your poses. So I think you just really need to go back over it, work on the poses. Regarding using the oh, also, you're not supposed to animate the perspective camera. You're supposed to create a new camera to animate the camera. And I would go for a simpler camera movement. Now, I think you're going to really struggle if you animate this to get this to work right. I'm going to suggest you not do that. And so, what you'll need to do is just a series of poses as she spins around. You should be using this to not don't use. Generally, I don't even know why they have translate on these. I would not use this one to animate the character moving. I just use this one for rotation and use this one to move the character. And so when you want to rotate the character, you rotate this. And then, you should be using the feet and really thinking about, where the feet are at every moment of that spin. Because it's not like she just stands up and spins like a helicopter blades, every part of the body is moving and transforming during that spin. So you're really going to need to study your reference if you want to do this. But you pick something really complicated for your first animation. But I would not use that main control because you can't really control the pivot point is going to be relative to the rest of the character when it starts moving. And if it is moving while you want the feet to stick, you're not going to be able to make the feet stick or anything else stick for that matter. So honestly, I would just delete the animation you have on there and just go over and study your reference and adjust every control, every pose, and kind of do it again.